Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about a SAT style question, and it's dealing with solutions and mixtures. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the problem and then we'll talk about it. It says a scientist mixes a 24% acid solution with a 28% acid solution to produce 40 liters of a 25% acid solution. How many liters of the 24% acid solution was needed? Okay, so when you read that initially, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of percents, okay, a lot of different numbers. But once you start to break this problem down, it really isn't that bad. And all you really need to do here is use algebra to solve for this. And in particular, we're going to use a system of equations to solve. So let's get into this problem. Now, you're going to have knowledge of using a system of equations to solve. So if you don't know what that is, make sure you check out my videos on elimination and substitution. Okay, so going back to the problem, we need to create two equations here so that we can solve for one of the variables. Alright, well, let's write out this. We know that we have a concentration of 24 and a concentration of 28. And we know that that's all going to equal in the final a concentration of 25. Alright, we also know we're dealing with a volume here, or we're dealing with liters. So if I say my concentration of 1 times my volume of 1, okay, plus my concentration of 2 times my volume of 2, well, this is all going to equal my concentration of 3 times my volume of 3. Okay, where concentration, we're talking about the percent, and volume, we're talking about liters. Okay, so let's kind of rewrite this. Well, what is going to be the concentration of 1? Well, it's going to be 24%. Do we know the volume of 1? No, we don't. So we're just going to leave it as V1. So we're going to write this as 24 V1. Okay, moving on, plus, do we know the concentration of 2? Yes, it says 28. So we're going to write 28. Now, do we know the volume of 2? No, we don't. So we'll leave it as V2. So 28 V2. And now moving on, the concentration of 3, or our final concentration, will be 25. So we're going to plug a 25 into here. And our volume, right, which we do know is going to be 40. So we can actually do this out. 40 times 25, well, that's going to be 1,000. You can see here that we now have an equation. All right. Well, we need to set up a system of equations, so we need another one here. So we need to form another equation. So let's go back to the problem and see if we can do that. Well, I'm looking here. It's going to produce 40 liters, all right, total. So 40 liters total. That means what plus what must equal 40? Well, my volume of 1 plus my volume of 2, this all has to equal my volume of 3, which we determined was 40. Well, now I have a system of equations, and I can solve for the variable that's in question. And what variable is in question? It says how many liters of the 24% acid solution was needed. Well, we're talking about this variable right here, V1. Alright? That's what we're trying to solve for. Now, there's a couple of ways you can go about doing this. You could use substitution, or you could use elimination. Me personally, for this problem, I would use elimination. Right, seems a bit easier. So remember, we want to solve for V1, meaning we want to eliminate V2. So in order to eliminate V2, we need to multiply this entire equation by negative 28. Okay? Again, because that will help to eliminate V2. So I'm going to rewrite this whole thing. We have 24 V1 plus 28 V2, and this is all equal to 1,000. All right, and now we're going to multiply this bottom equation by negative 28, so we'll have negative 28 V1, then we'll have negative 28 V2, and then we have negative 28 times 40, negative 28 times 40, we get negative 1,120, so negative 1,120. Alright, so now we just can go ahead and add these up. So a 24 and a negative 28, that makes a negative 4, so negative 4 V1. Well, these cancel out, that's what we wanted to do. And this is all going to equal, well, we get 1,000 and negative 1,120, so negative 120. Alright, last step, just divide by negative 4 now, so negative 120 divided by negative 4, well, V1 here will equal 30, and remember, this is liters, so 30 liters. And that is the answer to our problem here. How many liters of the 24% acid solution was needed? Well, it's going to be 30 liters. And if you wanted to take this a step further, if you wanted to find the volume of our second one, we would just plug this in here and solve for V2, and we know that that would be 10. Alright, so V2, or volume of 2, would be 10. Okay, but they were asking for this one right here. Alright, so that's it.